Okay, I'm going to bring the meeting to order. So, welcome everybody. What a special day this is today. Not only do we have past President Grace joining us, but we've got two Zoom inductions today as well. Our first inductions by Zoom, but which will be a little different, but it's terrific that we're getting two new members today. Michael and Jennifer. So Jennifer, I was a little worried that you might not be here.
No, still here, one more day.
Okay, Grace, just for your benefit, Jennifer's going on maternity leave tomorrow. So we were hoping she would make it to her induction. So welcome everybody. So Tim, do you have anything for us this morning, please?
I do. I have a cute video from 2016. Here we go.
That was terrific. Thank you, Tim. That was great. Okay, over to our Sergeant at Arms. Al, what do you have for us this morning?
Good morning, President Ann. Well, I'm not going to take too much of our time because we do have some special things going on. But Grace, past President Grace, and to those in the club who don't know Grace, wow, what a wonderful lady. And Grace, it's so nice to see you, and a very, very warm welcome. You're one of the reasons that the Innisfil Club was so strong. And it's lovely to see you. We're going to hear from you shortly, but a very special welcome. That shirt does bring back memories. I see the faces on numerous Rotarians here, and those trips down to the Dominican, helping the Haitian people. Wow, it's something you never forget. And you know, they say that until you've been on a humanitarian trip in the world, you're not a real Rotarian. And once you go on that trip, you learn very quickly what that saying means. So Grace, welcome this morning. So nice to see you. Michael Tuff, where's Michael? Michael, welcome this morning. There he is. It's a special morning. Nice to see you. And we're going to get to you shortly. Very important part of this morning's meeting. Jennifer, good morning. And nice to see you, Jennifer.
Morning.
Jennifer, when is your due date?
April 26th.
April 26th. Well,
yeah.
All of us here wish you the very, very best. That's terrific, and all the best.
Thank you.
Dwayne, where's Dwayne? Oh, there he is. Dwayne, welcome back, Dwayne. We must be doing something right here because you keep on showing up. It's nice to see you this morning, and welcome. And we're looking forward to hearing from you in the future. But very warm welcome. What else did I have? Just everything's great. The Blue Jays are doing okay. The Leafs are doing okay. The ice is gone from the lake. There's still piles of ice along the lake. We had ice go through a boathouse door, destroy some walls, but really we got off pretty lucky this year. So that's all for me this morning, President Ann. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Al. Okay, Jen, are you going to introduce our illustrious speaker this morning?
Thanks, President Ann. Grace is a charter member of the Innisfil Rotary Club, and when her husband retired, they moved up to North Bay, where she is currently the club secretary and incoming president for 2022-2023.
Way to go, Grace.
Take over, kid.
She's held positions of treasurer and president for the Innisfil Club. Her passion is international service, and she has completed over 10 international humanitarian trips. She is team leader for HEART, which the Innisfil Club has been a huge part in since the club was chartered. She currently works for the RBC with hopes of retiring in 2022 so that she can give more time to her Rotary work. She has 2 sons that live in Thornton and Barrie, along with 3 beautiful granddaughters. Grace is very supportive of Rotary Foundation and is a Paul Harris Fellow, Benefactor, Bequest Society, and Sustaining Member. Please welcome Grace.
Good morning, President Ann and fellow Rotarians. I look around at the people and it just brings back such memories. Like I was getting a little teary-eyed as I'm looking. And I'm wearing the shirt. Those of you who have been on the humanitarian trips, I'm sure it looks familiar. So I wanted to start with a bit of a personal story. So, you know, as Al mentioned, when you go on a humanitarian trip, that is when you actually do become a Rotarian. I firmly believe that. I had done a very limited amount of volunteer work before I joined Rotary, but as the kids got older, I thought, well, you know, I've got a little bit more time, so I can help out a little bit more. And a friend of mine who was a Rotarian said, hey, you should join Rotary. I said, well, what's it all about? He said, well, go to a meeting, you'll find out. Not long after joining Rotary, Steve Wallace from the Midland Club came and gave the Wasaga Beach Club came and gave a presentation and asked for this brand new club of Innisfil if we would be interested in taking part in the humanitarian trip. And with a number of people that are online today, we decided, why not? Something to do. And I think that was an eye-opener to so many of us. We went down and saw conditions that were beyond description. I mean, we're so blessed up here. I think we honestly don't know what we have. And until you go on one of these humanitarian trips, it's really hard to explain to someone. That is the trip that made me a Rotarian. And I found out what a difference a small handful of people can make to the lives of so many. I can talk for hours about the trips that I've made, but that's only one part of what the international service part of district does. Not everyone can leave the country, especially not now. And to take part in an international humanitarian trip, not all clubs have the funds that they can put this together. There's very few people, honestly, that want to go on a trip to a country that is, you know, has issues with civil unrest, politics, health issues, kidnapping. So you know, it takes a lot of nerve to go to one of these clubs. But you can still be part of an international humanitarian effort without even leaving your home. If anyone is interested in helping out or has an idea for an international project, you can find out all kinds of information from the Rotary International website and from your district team as well. There's a list of experts that have years of experience in putting together international projects. Here's a few examples of what some of the clubs have done. So clubs have made available clean water and hygiene to children in schools, getting experts in peace building and conflict resolution together to heal children that have been psychologically scarred through wars and conflicts. Things like shoes for children so they can attend schools. There are countries where if you don't have a school uniform or shoes, you cannot attend school. And it's just that the cost is prohibitive, that people don't have the money for it. Bicycles so children can get to school. Setting up Montessori schools, free medical and dental health, supplying wheelchairs, and so many more things. There are many factors to consider, you know, when you're thinking of an international service, whether it's, you know, your club is doing it as the owner of the humanitarian trip, or whether you just want to help. The main thing is you have to make the project sustainable. So who will be the partners in the other country? These are just some of the things that you need to know. And the district website has very detailed information to help you. And they also also have been made a lot of community assessments that can give you help as well. So my role as the District International Service Chair is just to keep you informed of any changes that occur to the international program, projects that are either being started by other clubs or clubs that are looking for partners, global grant initiators, looking for manpower, and also expertise. So if you have a project, for example, that you're thinking of starting, and there are certain factors of it, you can find experts in that field. For like one example that I can think of is we had gone down to the Dominican, and the people in the village had a bunch of these little, do you know those spin washer dryers side by side? They were on 110, and they had a whole bunch of them and they were broken. So a gentleman came down from on our trip, and he knew how to fix them. So he just went around and he taught these people how to fix them. So it continued. So not only did he fix them, but he had taught people to fix them so they can have washers and dryers down there, the little spin dryers. It's also, district is also a reference point. So if you're looking for, you know, someone who's an expert in writing a global grant, someone who's had a successful project, there are names, you know, of these experts you can contact to help you out. Global grants are complicated. There's no denying that. They do take a lot of time to put together. And the district does have people who are there to help you. So if anyone is thinking of writing one, but they're concerned because of how hard, like, you know, the detail that you have to have and all the information, don't worry. There are people at district that can help you. Collaborating with District Foundation, Rotary Action Groups, Rotaract, Peace Fellows, they can all give you great ideas and expertise to ensure that you have a quality project. So Rotary has a 7th avenue of focus now, environment. So that opens a whole lot of ideas for project. So if you have an idea for a global grant, make sure that it includes at least one of the 7 avenues of focus. If your club, for example, has a certain area of focus, say, you know, you want to designate funds towards a certain project, you can go to the district website and take a look and see what projects are out there right now and target, like if your funds are, say maternal health, that's your focus. You can find out which projects are targeting maternal health and make your donations or give your support to a specific project as well. So some ideas of where you can get project ideas: Rotary Showcase. Clubs share their successful and completed projects from around the world. There's also project fairs. So clubs from around the world send into district and you can join virtually. And most of the time there's absolutely no cost. Sometimes they ask for a donation, which you can do, but they are, most of the time, they're free of charge. Now I do have a slideshow that goes into a little bit of more detail. How much time have I got?
You're okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, can I get the screen, or I don't know if I can get
You can
control
just use
here.
the share screen at the bottom.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I'm new at this.
It's just a green button at the bottom.
Yep. Whoops. Okay, we'll see if this works. Okay, can you see that?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay. So, international service. It's one of the avenues of service that encourages Rotarians to offer service to their world committees. Every Rotary club assumes the responsibility to find ways to improve the quality of life for those around the world. Effective service projects are relevant to the community, serve as a learning experience for Rotarians, responding to the real issues of the community, and more than just a quick fix, is something that you want to continue. Improve community members' lives, recognize the contribution of all participants, and this is important. When you do an international service, it's important to involve the people, local people of the community, and to make sure that you recognize their contributions as well. We as Rotarians, it's not patting ourselves on the back, it's thanking everyone who helped. Supported by members of the club. There's no sense in starting a project or one person jumping on the bandwagon and saying, hey, this is what I want to do, if you're not going to have support, of course, of the rest of the members. It's not going to go anywhere. And you have to base it on a realistic assessment of available resources, your manpower. Aim for specific goals and objectives with measurable results. Empower people and the communities. Get the local people involved in the work. A lot of the humanitarian work, if you're going to go out there and just give them handouts, it's not helping the people in the community. So each Rotary Club is responsible for planning and carrying out successful service projects that utilize funds and club members' time to benefit those in need. Develop a timeline, criteria for measuring your progress, and consider the resources and tools available to support you. And again, a lot of that is through district, where you can find either past projects that have been done, similar project, use those tools and use those people that have been there, done that. Planning and implementing. So assess the situation. You need a community assessment. There's no sense in going and thinking of doing an international project and you set everything up and you find out that the community really doesn't need this. And a really good example of that is when we had gone to the Dominican, there was another Rotary Club that had gone down and built outdoor bathing, like outdoor bathrooms. There was showers and toilets. Well, they didn't think about things like toilet paper, having someone, come and clean out the toilets, like the holding tanks and all that. So that shower and toilet facility quickly became a dump site. And so it didn't last. It was a lot of money and a lot of time that was spent, and it really wasn't addressing the need. Assessing the needs. So you can do a formal assessment. You can also use different organizations such as United Way. There are several resources available for doing community assessments. And again, the district has a lot of assessments that have been done in different countries. Deciding on the project. So keep in mind the club's history, how long your project is going to take, and how sustainable it is. Consider your club's culture. So focus on the history and the interest, community support, because you're going to want to raise money. So make sure it's something that the community can get wrapped around, not just the Rotary Club. The time, how long do you think your project is going to last, and do you have the manpower to continue it? And of course, again, very important, sustainability. Getting support from and buy-in from the club, of course, is essential. So the 7 avenues of focus, promoting peace, fighting disease, providing clean water, sanitation and hygiene, saving mothers and children, supporting education, growing local economies, and the environment. You can pick any kind of a project, and I'm sure you can fit at least one of these areas of focus into your project. So planning and implementing, make the plan, develop the budget, have a written plan that includes specific tasks, activities, who's responsible for what, The budget, of course, is you can do estimates on how much it's going to cost, how much money you need to raise, and start thinking about that global grant, so you can start planning how much money you can get from district and from foundation. Timing and deadlines, of course, anticipated project outcomes. So what is the end result? Each project should have a detailed budget that is based on your project work plan. Anticipated expenses, always build in a little buffer. Realistic income forecast. How is the project going to be funded? How dependent are you going to be on other clubs that you have to go out there and try and raise funds? And has it been approved by the club? There's various grants that you can do. I know with I think the Trillium grant is pretty well done, and Rotary International has downsized the amount of money that's coming from foundation. But there are still, there could be grants like matching grants. Different clubs can apply for grants that they can double the money that they can donate towards the project as well. Carrying out your project, so promote the project, of course, raise funds, work with your club's public relations committee to make a plan for promoting the project and managing the club's public image. Regular communication throughout the project is essential. Always do regular updates at club meetings so the members know, where that project is going, what's happening with it, keep the interest going. Definitely celebrate the milestones, recognition of the volunteers. When we had come back from our very first trip, I know we had, all of us had trouble actually standing up there and talking about it. I don't think there was a dry eye from a single person that talked about it. It's very emotional. But it is very important to recognize all of the people that we're helping. This is from partner organizations. If you have someone who is helping, invite them into your club and be part of the planning. Make sure the local media is notified of what you're doing. It'll just spread the news and get more community support. Emails and social updates, great ideas. Then finally evaluate your project. So determine what worked and what didn't. Works great for the next time you go. The district, the website is updated on international service all the time. Any changes, any new ideas. I do get notifications from around the world from different clubs that are putting on projects. And I do send them out to the presidents and the secretaries for all the clubs in our district. So you never know, one might catch your idea and say, hey, we want to be part of this. And it can be anything from manpower to supporting through being the global grant writer, or even just funds that maybe you've accumulated from some of your fundraising, and this fits what your club's goal is or what your club's focus is. So again, some resources. So district, around the world, there's stuff like Rotary action groups, Rotary Showcase, the RI website, and district champions. So my final words, if all district 7010 clubs came together to support a common cause, we could have a greater impact. And I know Innisfil Club sure has in the past. So thank you very much. Any questions?
Thank you, Grace. You obviously set a very high standard for international service when you were part of the Innisfil Rotary Club. As you know, the last couple of years, the trips down to the Dominican have not been possible. We are continuing to be closely aligned with Steve Wallace and his team on the HEART projects, and we're currently supporting 2 of those projects. And we also helped support, I think it was the Peterborough Club, for rebuilding the pediatric unit in Lebanon. So we were part of that as well. So thank you for everything you've done for international service. And I'm going to open it up to the floor now to see if anybody has any questions for Grace.
President Ann?
Go ahead, Al.
So Grace, I just want to make a comment and hear your response. One of the very first things this club did way back when that was really monumental was to take on the challenge of this. And I think for the members of the club back then, after we did that, we did it successfully. I think it helped build the club, because I know members said to me, my God, if we can handle an international humanitarian project and pull it off successfully, we can do anything. And it was a real building block for our club. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. I remember we were all fairly new. Not many of us knew each other. And that bonding that happened down there, not only did it open up our hearts to helping people around the world, but I think it absolutely bonded us as a club, without doubt.
And President Ann, my last comment, and Susie Parker, don't start crying, but do you remember that morning up on top of the hill when we were having breakfast at the old, in the forest, and we're looking out over the valley with the Haitian villages, and we sang "O Canada." And Susie, are you crying yet? I've got to tell everybody, that was a moment we'll never forget.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
Hey, Susie.
Thank you.
Really good memories there, and it did open up a lot of emotion for everyone that was with the group. We have made lifelong friends through that process. We've made friends internationally, the people in the Dominican that we know in the villages. When you walk in there now, they know you. They know your name. They know I'm Mrs. Grumpy, so it's incredible the lives that we change down there, the way that Steve handles the projects, and just how Rotary supports everything. It makes a big difference. It changed our lives for sure.
Thank you, Susie. Dr. Doug, you have a question.
I do. Grace, it's good to see you this morning.
You, Doug?
We lived through some times back in those days, right?
Yes.
Just a brief past history. 3 quick things. One is Grace's husband, and Rotary is a family event. He was really responsible in a great way for the success of the chartering ceremony. He was in pain, but yet because his background was refrigeration, I think he brought in refrigerators, wasn't that it, Grace, or something?
Yep.
Whatever it was heavy. And he was in pain while he was doing it, and he and I both didn't complain, but it was a struggle. Secondly, at the chartering ceremony, past president of the Barrie Rotary Club came in with his wife and a couple of others to run the bar. And chartering ceremony brings in people in leadership, past and present, from the district and all over the district. The first thing they did was walk in and look around and said, "Where's the scotch?" Because they knew that the older Rotarians from around the district, if they didn't have scotch, they wouldn't have any fun whatsoever.
And I didn't order
find some
scotch.
scotch.
So that was a fail.
And the third quick thing is, when you said earlier that sometimes going into countries that have murders and shootings, stabbings, kidnappings, political unrest, you didn't realize you were talking about the good old USA.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Doug. Anybody else have any questions for Grace or any comments? Susie, go ahead.
I just want to say that Doug made a good point. When you go to these things, you don't know where you're going. And like our first time out there, we didn't know where we were heading. And all we had was a couple of times we met with Steve Wallace and his team that were already in the field. But I can honestly say that there hasn't been a time where I haven't felt safe. Anywhere where we've been to the village. Some of the guys and some of the ladies stayed overnight right in the village in one of the places we had. No one ever felt unsafe because we made that connection. And we've always, trusted the people who plan, and the planning was well done. So I'm a big chicken if I'm going to go somewhere I haven't been before in a strange country with situations we didn't know of. but I can honestly say that Rotary looks after the people who go to help. So it's always very comfortable for anyone to go.
Thank you, Susie. Okay, well, Grace, again, it's been wonderful to see you. We've got 2 inductions today. You're welcome to stay and join in on the inductions if you like. So unless there's any other questions for Grace right now, I'm going to turn it over to our membership chair, Chris Beggs, and to our Sergeant at Arms, Al, to perform our 2 inductions. I just want to mention before you do that, this is normally for the benefit of Michael and Jennifer, and if we were able to meet in person, these are very special events in any club, and we're really sorry that we can't do it in person, but once we're able to meet again, it up to you guys. But it's great to have 2 new members today, so I'm going to turn it over to Chris. Go ahead, Chris. Is Chris there?
Yeah, she's there.
Oh, there it is.
There she is.
Sorry, folks, you know, I'm just somewhat incompetent here dealing with my phone, but now I'm speaking. So it's wonderful to be able to induct some new people today, especially on this format. And have you got the certificates there?
Yes, I do.
Terrific. So you'll be able to show them.
Yeah.
This is a little bit different, and the inductees will receive their membership packages shortly via car delivery likely. So I'd like to ask Al to start, please, with the actual induction speech for our inductees, and they can probably unmute themselves as well. Thank you.
Okay, Chris, thank you, Chris. Just to double check, it is 2 this morning, is it?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So Jennifer, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, so it has been said that the most important part of any Rotary meeting, it's not the presentation of the big check, it's the induction of a new member. And I have to agree with that 100%. This is very, very special. We apologize that we're on virtual induction, and I promise you, when this is all over and we're in the library, we're gonna all get together and shake hands, and we'll have a photograph with you with the whole club.
Can't wait.
So here we go. So, fellow Rotarians, it is my privilege and pleasure today to welcome into the membership of our club, Jennifer Hastings. Her proposal has been reviewed in accordance with the Constitution and bylaws of the club. Jennifer, we now proceed to admit you into the membership of the Rotary Club of Innisfil, and so to the Fellowship of Rotary throughout the world. It has already been explained to you that the ideal of Rotary is service. Our principal motto is service above self, and the object of the club and all Rotary clubs is to encourage and foster this ideal as a basis of worthy enterprise. You are to share in this effort. You have been approved for membership in this club because we believe you to be a worthy representative of your vocation, interested in the ideals of Rotary, and willing to do your share in translating these ideas into tangible realities. You have agreed to accept the obligations attached to your membership in this club and to obey this club's constitution and bylaws. Jennifer, welcome to the Rotary Club of Innisfil. Fellow Rotarians, I am happy to present to you our newest member, Jennifer Hastings.
Thank you very much. I'm very excited.
So Jennifer, just a couple of quick words. It's a big morning. You will, as you go forward, you'll be involved in all kinds of things, and you look back on this as a day when you did the right thing in your life, or you maybe didn't realize just how busy you were going to be.
It's okay. It's my favorite kind of busy.
Well, it's wonderful to have you, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Jennifer, we will be delivering your membership package to you, and we're thrilled that Habitat for Humanity Huronia is now part of the Innisfil Rotary Club, and we look forward to enjoying your membership and working with you moving forward. So congratulations on behalf of the club.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, Al, do you want to move to our next one?
Michael, the men in the club, thank you very, very much, because I don't think we've ever had more men in the club than we have ladies. Now, I'm not complaining because they do a lot of work and we got a lot done. And I really don't think the Innisfil Club could have existed without the presence of ladies in the early days and today. But again, thank you so much. Our numbers are coming up, and what's that?
Does he have a truck?
Oh yes, do you have a pickup truck?
No.
Okay, so once again, Michael, it's been said many times, the most important part of a Rotary Club is the induction of a new member, and this morning is no different. Fellow Rotarians, it is my privilege and pleasure to welcome today into the membership of our club, Michael Tuff. His proposal has been reviewed in accordance with the Constitution and bylaws of the club. Michael, we now proceed to admit you into the membership of the Rotary Club of Innisfil, and so to the Fellowship of Rotary throughout the world. It has already been explained to you that the ideal of Rotary is service. Our principal motto is service above self, and the object of the club and all Rotary clubs is to encourage and foster this idea as a basis of worthy enterprise. You are to share in this effort. You have been approved for membership in this club because we believe you to be a worthy representative of your vocation, interested in the ideals of Rotary, and willing to do your share in translating these ideas into tangible realities. You have agreed to accept the obligations attached to your membership in this club and to obey this club's constitution and bylaws. Michael, welcome to the Rotary Club of Innisfil. Fellow Rotarians, I'm happy to present to you your newest member, Michael Tuff. Welcome, Michael.
Is there scotch?
Oh, what was that?
Is there scotch?
No, but well, our first meeting at the library. Now, don't tell anybody else this, Michael. It's between you and I. We'll sneak a drink in for you, okay?
And I have no pickup truck. I have no ATV. I have no sled. Sorry.
Michael, congratulations. Here is your certificate, which will be delivered to you. We are delighted that you are now a member of the Innisfil Rotary Club, and we can't wait to actually meet you in person.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Look forward to it.
Okay, well, that's great. 2 new members, that's wonderful. Thank you, Sergeant at Arms Al, and thank you, Membership Chair Chris, for arranging this. And Chris, I believe you're going to be delivering the packages to our 2 new members. Where's Chris? She is.
There I am, and I'm unmuted. One of these days I'm going to get a computer, which will make life easier. So yes, I'm just waiting for the name tags to get printed. So it'll be the next week, but I won't. I'll contact people before I actually deliver, so we have, so it's going to appear on your porch, for instance. So delighted to have these people as members and looking forward to continuing conversations with Dwayne. So, yay.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Chris. All right. Moving on. Just want to mention about RYLA, and Doug, I believe you're going to get in touch with we've got 3 youth from our club that we're sponsoring this year. And we had initially potentially had some additional applicants through Jennifer, through Habitat for Humanity, but Jennifer has said that they'll wait till next year for those people once everything gets underway in Innisfil for the Habitat for Humanity bills. So it's just the 3 people from our club, Doug, right now. So I have advised Barry, the Barry Club, who very kindly offered to pick up any slack if we had more than 3 members that we wanted to, more than 3 youth that we wanted to nominate this year. So it's just our club, just nominating the 3 people. So, which is terrific. It's all being done by Zoom this year, as we know. So it's going to be a little bit of a different experience, but it's great that we have so many future leaders of our community that are interested in doing this. The next thing, just a reminder, it's the North Bay weekend this year. Grace, we would have loved to have seen you there. So I know we'll probably see you somewhere on one of the screens for those people who are participating. And I believe, I know Dean will definitely be attending, and I'm hoping that lots of our club members will be attending too via Zoom. It is free, I believe, this year, which is a real bonus. So I encourage everybody who can to attend that. Next, I'm kind of proud that we were included in this. The consulting company who is doing the research for the replacement of Jason. Grace, you may not know, Jason has now left Innisfil to become the CAO of Windsor. So there's a company that is currently looking to replace him in Innisfil, and they're looking for stakeholder surveys, and they consider the Rotary Club of Innisfil an important stakeholder in considering who the new CAO for the town should be. So along with the agenda, you did get a copy of the survey, so I encourage everybody to participate in that survey, and it's a real tribute that we've been asked to participate in the survey as well, so I'm very proud of that.
President Ann, I spoke to Jason last evening and asked how his first day was. And he told me he didn't burn the village down and was interviewed on TV by CTV. So that was his first day.
Oh, that's great. That's great to hear. Thanks, Barb. And Barb, I believe you have something that you wanted to ask the members as well about past speakers.
I did. I've sent you all an email this morning and asked you to please get back to me with what you think maybe were the top 5 or 6 speakers. The club in RYLA is looking for some avenues to freshen up their speaker roster. And so if you could just tell me which ones you loved the most, like whether you learned stuff or whether they were dynamic or for whatever reason, you don't have to tell me the reason, but could you please send that off, because otherwise they're just going to get from me the ones that I liked best. So that would be helpful so much.
Thank you, Barb. Just to let, if people didn't hear the conversation earlier, the drugstores in Innisfil are now offering the vaccines. So Rexall and Guardian drugs, as far as I know, are offering them right now. I was lucky enough to get my first one the other day, so I'm excited about that. So I encourage people to go onto their websites, and if you haven't already registered, please register. And it was a very high count in Innisfil yesterday of new cases, which is very disturbing. And I believe the province is going to be announcing more stricter controls later today. So I guess we have to wait and see what happens with that. Before we move to a good news round, we do have time for a good news round, which is great. Does anybody else have anything they would like to raise today? Go ahead, Dwayne.
So on Monday, I made an appearance on Jamaica's Smile Jamaica live morning show, which was pretty good. So that played in front of the entire Jamaica. And then my aunts and my family seen me, and everyone was so proud. So I was happy about that.
That's great. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, anybody else before we move forward?
And I just asked a question about garbage unit. I'm seeing a lot of people complain about it. So I was just going to grab bags and pick parks that they're complaining about and go start picking up garbage.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you were saying.
The storage unit that we have, does anybody know if we have the big garbage bags that we used to use and we litter pick up with town?
Okay, Al, I guess those are part of the pitch-in bags?
Yeah, just so you know, Marlene, the pitching committee at the town is We're just waiting to get the okay to go ahead. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be having a handout at the town offices at the end of April, beginning of May. May the 1st to the 14th will be the 2 weeks we're going to pick up garbage. We're going to be doing it in conjunction with, and I know Doug will want to tell you a little bit about this. Rotary has a big initiative for the Great Lakes cleanup, but there is going to be something coming up, and we'll be notifying you of that, and we'll have lots of garbage bags to supply. Doug, can you add a little bit to that, please?
Yeah, actually, maybe next week's meeting, we'll just take 5 minutes and we'll just go over exactly what we're going to try to do as a Rotary group. I can also update you on what the larger Rotary districts are doing around us and how we can focus on Innisfil and make our environment a much cleaner and safer place.
So that's for next week. Thank you, Doug. Appreciate that. Okay, let's move to a good news round. And Grace, we'll go to you first. What good news do you have today?
Well, there's a lot of green stuff coming up out of the ground up here in North Bay. And I know we're in a lockdown, otherwise I would invite every single one of you into my house when you came to visit North Bay for the North Bay weekend.
And we would all come. Thank you, Grace. Okay, Jen, what would you like to share today?
On the weekend, I got a text message from one of my neighbors, new neighbor I've been starting to get to know. And she said, just look out on your front porch. And she left a nice little bouquet of tulips. And it was just such a nice, kind gesture and brightens up my day whenever I see them.
That's great. Thanks, Jen. Dwayne, do you have anything you'd like to share? Anything additional you'd like to share?
No, I'm just soaking in. I'm glad I was able to see how the induction went, and I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, thanks, Dwayne. We're looking forward to it as well. Doug Weber.
Good morning. Well, it's a sad day. Yesterday, I officially pulled the snowmobile out of the trailer for the winter and said it's done for the year. But it was also a happy day because we pulled the motorcycles out and went for a ride. So it's we're good for another 8 months of sort of self-isolation inside our own helmets. So it's good.
Thanks, Doug. Brandy, what would you like to share?
Well, I'm excited that this is the first year in 4 years that I can see my tulip and daffodil bulbs coming up, and the squirrels didn't take them this year. So I'm so excited to be able to walk out and see all 50 I put in the ground.
That's great. How are the twin goats doing?
Oh, they're pretty active, that's for sure. And we got a couple more cattle calved. So it's very neat to watch all the babies run around, and around 6 o'clock, they just tear up and down the paddocks, and it's really cute. I love this time of year. It's perfect.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, Brandy. Jeff, what would you like to share?
Well, Brandy, you may not have squirrels, but I got a puppy that loves digging them out too. So, but other than that, oh, we got our new air conditioner installed yesterday. It's all working now, so we're all good. We're waiting for the warm weather now. That's it.
Jeff, can I ask a quick question about the beer for a year? Are we getting a license applied for that?
Yeah, I haven't talked to Tim about it. We'll probably get together today somehow,
Okay.
and we'll discuss it, and we'll go from there. And we'll take probably 5 minutes for next week's meeting, and
Okay.
put in a presentation, and we'll go from there.
Okay, great. Thank you. Tim, what would you like to share?
Happy next week. I'm going to actually be taking a week's vacation. It's the first one I've taken in quite some time. So just to take myself away from work for a while. But of course we're doing the renovation, so I'll be busy, but at least one less thing to worry about for a little bit.
The renovation going okay?
And yeah, we're just finished most of the demolition. The rebuild begins next week.
Okay, great. Sue Gilchrist, what would you like to share?
Well, you know, my eyes aren't best. Well, I was watching a nest being built high up in the tree in our front yard, and nothing happened for a couple of days. So I pointed it out to Al, and he decided that it was probably a growth on the tree, so that we would better cut it out. So he got his long-handled cutting thingy and went to cut it out, and it fell out at the tree. And it was an English muffin that some intro. It's surprising and the neighbors must have thought, well, they finally lost it.
Thanks, Sue. Al, what would you like to share?
Well, my good news this morning, and I want to share this good news with the people of North Bay. Grace Doiron, for 10 years, has been going on humanitarian trips and doing all kinds of work behind the scenes. And Grace, you're a true inspiration. You're a true Rotarian. And our good news is that you're the incoming president of the North Bay Club. And on behalf of all of us here, thanks for everything that you've done and you're going to do.
Thank you, Al. Thank you, Al. Dr. Doug, do you have anything to share?
Just that we're happy and healthy. We got our first vaccine last week, and looking forward to getting into the flower beds and smelling the soil and feeling the sun.
Thanks, Doug. Michael Stanley.
That's right. Now that there's two Michaels, we have to be careful on that.
Yeah.
So with this great weather, we're planning to probably start doing some gardening this weekend. I know that we usually like to leave it for a bit, but it's been warm for quite a bit of time now. So Al, if you plant the English muffin, it might grow. You never know. Like, and Grace, it's amazing to see you again. And if you need any help with your strategic planning, I'm going to go up to North Bay for you.
Where else would I go?
Thank you, Michael. Susie Parker.
Good morning, guys. So my good news is that our baby sister for my grandsons will be here in just less than a month now. I think she'll be known as the Star Wars baby because she's going to be born May the 4th. So may the 4th be with her. And yesterday I went on a walk in the morning before I went to work, and I found a mother fox and her little baby kits, and it was adorable. So check out Facebook. I put it up there. It was so cute. They were running around, and she just kept looking at me like she wasn't letting her eyes off me. So it was pretty fun to see that. So have a good day, everybody. Gracie, it's so good to see you. I miss you.
Thanks, Susie. Okay, Ken, what would you like to share?
Good morning, and I'd just like to say, Grace, what a great presentation. As always, you can see that your hard work pays off, and we all appreciate what you've been doing and what you've done for international. So, and we miss you, and North Bay will enjoy you as the next president.
Thanks, Ken. Whitney?
I would say it's nice to see Barry here. Haven't seen Barry in a while, even though he lives 2 seconds from me. Barry's wife, Lynn, dropped by yesterday. She had some toys for our niece, Lily, which meant that I got to try them all out first, which was great. There's a tractor and there's animals that made noises when you pressed on them, and then the tractor made beeping noises. So I made sure that they were all okay before Lily got to try them out. So that was the highlight of my day yesterday, just playing with the kids' toys and then giving them away and waiting to play with them again.
You're a big kid.
Thanks, Whitney. Okay, who else have we got here? Jennifer, do you want to share something?
Sure, I'm just loving the weather. It was so nice this weekend. We got our burn permit, so we just cleaned up the yard. And same thing, I'm always surprised to see what actually grows because I have no idea how to garden, but I just wing it every year and surprised when it comes back. So it's nice to see things are coming in and looking like they should be there.
Okay, great. Thanks, Jennifer. Is Chief Fletcher still on the?
No.
No. Okay. Janet, what would you like to share?
A couple of things. First of all, I'm probably going to get fined for $5 because Ken and I bought a new vehicle. And yes, it's going to have a trailer hitch. So we just got a new Honda Passport. So hopefully Saturday it'll be ready to come. We had a great Easter with 2 of our grandchildren out the backyard, and we did an Easter egg hunt, and it was amazing to see the 1.5-year-old running around looking for all the eggs as well. So, you know, it was a lot of fun that way. And back to Grace, it's been great seeing you again. The one thing I remember from that first time about the heart trip was being interviewed for CTV News. and how you all went around, a few of you went around to talk to the other Rotary clubs about your experience and how there was never a dry eye in the house. So it was a great experience for everybody. Take care.
Thank you, Janet. Marlene, good to see you. What would you like to share? Nope, you froze. Marlene froze. We'll come back to Marlene in a second. Barry, what would you like to share today? Good to see you as well.
Well, it is nice to be back. We've had a challenging March, and it's actually started on March 1st, and we've turned around as of the end of March. So that's my reason for not being in attendance. But good news is I got my shot yesterday, or no, sorry, on Monday. And Lynn is currently on the phone trying to get through to get registered so she can book an appointment. So yeah, we're turning the corner, and you know, the weather has really contributed to better things ahead.
Thanks, Barry. Anne.
Well, thanks, President Ann. Morning, everybody. It's good to see all of you. Don't really have good news. Things are really gearing up on the farm with this weather, so we're happy to be really, really busy. We did take a trip up to Baysville on the weekend before things shut down to visit my brother who just bought a new house, and it was interesting because they still have all kinds of snow and ice up there, so it was like entering a different world. And I just want to say how lovely it is to see you, Grace, and to say thank you for all the work that you did for our club and all the work that you're still doing for North Bay and for the district. That's awesome.
Thank you. Thanks, Anne. Marlene, you were frozen before, so did you have anything to share?
Yes, I just wanted to thank Grace for doing the presentation today, and she didn't have to move to become president of another club. She's welcome to come back here and be president over and over again. And Sue Gilchrist, thank you so much for the morning laugh. It's well needed. And Dwayne, I could have swore this week on 640 News I heard a commercial for your business. I'm not sure if I'm hearing things, but congratulations. It was Corex Creative. I'm sure I'm not that old, but anyway, you guys all have a great week, and it's great to see you all.
Thanks, Marlene. Dean, what would you like to share?
Not much to share, just working away and trying to keep everybody safe in the family. Grace, it's nice to see you. We never got to speak much, but I started visiting the club before you left. And so you have 3 great presidents all on this. I've got a lot to live up to in the next year and a half. So
you'll do great, Dean. Thank you. Michael Tuff, what would you like to share?
Well, to clear up the Michael issue, for all my years in the film industry, the drivers just called me Tough Guy, so that you can. And I was particularly thrilled to be able to share the information of the town CAO with a very good friend of mine down in Bradford, who is the former CAO in Richmond Hill and Aurora. And he apparently was unaware that the opportunity may have been there. So he was very grateful to receive that information.
Okay, thank you, Michael.
So President Ann?
Yes.
So going forward, we're going to have the tough guy and the other guy.
Yeah. Okay, or the former Michael or something like that, right? Yeah. Barb, what would you like to share?
Well, UPS brought me a package yesterday, and it was from Stoke Seeds in St. Catharines. So now we have all the potential for food.
Thanks, Barb. Monica, good to see you. What would you like to share?
Good morning. For those of you that remember my daughter, Courtney, she attended RYLA not last spring, but the spring before. She just turned 16, and I just wanted to let you guys know as well, last year, before all the COVID happened, she applied to be a RYLA leader for last year, and she was accepted. So she was very excited. Unfortunately, it was canceled, but I just wanted to let you guys know that it really impacted her, her visit to RYLA. Yeah, but she's 16, so that's my good news.
That's great. Thanks, Monica. I remember the presentation she gave us when she came back. It really did. You could tell it had made an impact on her, which was
Definitely
great.
did. Yeah.
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 Chris, do you have anything to share?
We're running out of time, so I'll just quickly say, if the squirrels are nipping off your tulips, put human hair around them, keeps them away, then you'll be able to enjoy the blossoms. And
Okay.
I've been picking up garbage, like it just keeps sort of appearing, especially after rain, you'll see stuff that's been there even maybe a couple of years. So every walk of the dog, I fill a grocery bag, just stuff. I'm amazed because I've been around, well, every day I walk the dog. So there you go. Keep looking for that garbage.
Hey, Al, I might need to borrow some hair for the tulips.
Well, thanks, everybody. There is another kind of committee meeting after this for our advertising. So for those who are staying on the line, please stay on. For everybody else, have a wonderful week. Have a great week. Again, Grace, thank you so much. It's been wonderful to see you.
Bye,
And,
Grace.
Bye, Grace.
Miss you all.
Thank you, Grace.
Stay safe, Grace. Stay
You
safe.
too. Be good.